Hey Josh, Neville Appledare from Snowboard Addiction. How's it going? Thanks for sending a video in. This is totally a video analysis question. So let's watch your clips, and I got some bits and pieces to show you. So I'm going to watch all four of the jumps. Okay. Now, let me give you a couple of tips. So, sorry to hear about your injury. It sucks that you're out for the rest of the season. But I want to give you a couple of things that are going to help you for next season. So the problem you're having is that you're getting off balance in the air on your straightiers. Now, if you're getting off balance in the air, what it means is that you're off balance on takeoff. So there's going to be some part of your body that's off balance. Now, what I think it is, and it's difficult for me to tell, is that you need to look at the center point of your board between your heel and toe. What I mean by that is that some people ride with too much weight on the heel edge, and some people ride with too much weight on the toe edge. And ideally, when you're taking off straight airs, you want to be taking off with a completely flat base and even weight. Now, if you're too much on one of the edges, it's going to put you off balance in the air. And if you get off balance in the air, it's going to amplify from the balance you have when you take off a lip. So let's watch this in real slow-mo. And on this first jump, I want you to see, like right as you take off here, can you see how it leaves a line on the snow from your toe edge? This here is signaling to me that you're ever so slightly too heavy on your toe edge, which makes sense because you're talking about how it's kind of coming up in the air. Now, if you're taking off a little bit too heavy on the toe edge, as you get in the air, your legs are going to come up behind you in that kind of direction because you're off balance on that axis. So, what can you do about this? My number one tip for people getting really used to leaving on a completely flat base is to see how much can you ride with a flat base. What I mean by that is you actually want to go on slopes and pick up a lot of speed riding completely flat base, completely aligned, upper body aligned, lower body aligned, riding as fast as you can without using any edge. Because if you're on edge, you'll feel it when you're on the snow. But you want to get used to be able to going really fast, because when you take off jumps, you're going fast and you have to be completely balanced. So just that aspect of being able to ride completely flat with the fall line and use no edge at all really fast is going to help for taking off jumps. So that's one thing that you can practice for next season. Now, when you do go riding next, I want you to look down at your board and I want you to look at your feet and I want you to feel it. Is it easier to get to your toe edge or your heel edge? Now, if it's consistently easier for you to get to your heel edge, that can mean that your bindings are set too much towards your heel edge, and it could just be 1 centimeter, could be a tiny amount. Likewise, if it's easier for you to get to your toe edge, your bindings could be set a little bit too far that way. It's more common for people to be set too far back, which means that they're going to use the heel edge more than they need to. Now, what you want to do is you want to feel that base flat. So the amount of energy you need to go between heel or toe edge is very even. That's going to help you to be able to ride flat base and keep balance off jumps. Now, a couple other aspects to look at here. On these jumps, you're actually overshooting, especially this first one. You're getting really good pop. So I can see right here, you're low with the legs, extending with the legs, and you're getting super good pop off the jump, but it's actually sending you quite far into the landing. So you're going to have a very heavy impact right here because of how far you went down. Ideally, you actually probably would have landed up here on this jump, but you're coming right in down to here, which is quite a bit of an overshoot. So you want to make sure you got the, to prevent injuries, you want to make sure that you got that correct speed every time for the jumps, that you're not undershooting, you're not hitting the knuckle, but you're not overshooting and getting a heavy impact from going deep. Now, your tendency is probably to overshoot from what I can tell. Second one here as well, I would say that's overshooting. Now, if we look at this one right as you leave a lip, you can see there's almost a little bit of snow digging into your heel edge. Ideally, you want to see that board going off the lip without digging any snow. So that could mean that on the second one here that you were slightly off the heel edge. I've got another thing to show you right now. Going deep again, almost touching the hand there. Let's watch this aspect. Getting off balance, rolling the windows down. I can't see what edge you're leaving on, but I've got a feeling that you weren't taking off flat base, is why you're getting off balance in the air. Now, if we land right now and look at this, I'll look right here. It looks to me, and I can't tell completely, but it looks to me like your bindings might be a little bit more heavy set on the heel edge, which means that you're consciously having to use more effort to get to the toe edge. So I want you to take your boots, take your board, strap in, and see, okay, is it equal? Does it take more energy for me to get to my toe edge? Is it easier for me to use my heel edge? If it is, this is going to be potentially one of the problems why you're off balance on straight airs, and we want to fix that. In that case, you'd move your bindings slightly towards the toe edge. Now I can't quite see it on here, but I've got a feeling that's the case, and that's actually the more common variety. Now the other one I want to show is this landing. You'll see that as you're coming in, you're touching the snow. Now, anytime you touch the snow, it's a signal to me straight away that you're doing something incorrect with your balance. Because when you land in a stable position over your board, there's no need to touch the snow. You're absorbing it all with your hips, knees, ankles, keeping that weight over the board. The only time you really ever touch the snow is when you bend too much with the waist. So if I bend too much to the waist, I can touch the ground, which is what I'm doing right here. But if I bend mostly with my knees and ankles, I can't really even touch the ground. So this is where you want to be able to absorb with that weight over top of the board. And right now, you're absorbing a little bit, just this little tweak over with the waist, which is allowing you to touch the snow, which also puts you off balance. So a couple of things to do. Try riding flat base as much as you can, picking up a ton of speed and being really comfortable. Look at your bindings, see where it is. See if you're equal between your toe edge and heel edge, and if it's equal amount of energy. And 3, make sure you're absorbing with your hips and knees forward, ankles forward, so that you don't bend over too much. You should never be touching the snow as you land. Land on that flat base, absorb it with the lower body as much as you can, and then keep that head up and body up and weight over the board. So right now, if I was to draw this, your weight right now is over that toe edge, and what you want is you want that weight up on top of the board as you ride away. Cool. Hopefully this helps you. Really good points. I like simple videos like this because it's really easy to break them down. And I think you're going to make a massive change in your straight airs next year from just these tips. This is Nev Lapwood from Snowboard Addiction. Our goal is to improve your riding.